everybody, this is Josh. Welcome to Game 5 and a best of 7 being played for the V Week 20. We have coL.CatZ as the yellow Zerg down on the bottom left corner of Typhon Peaks. His opponent today is going to be RGN.Perfect. That does stand for Team Rain. They are kind of the new guys on the block, made up of old Root Gaming and VT Gaming members. But here we go, Game 5. The score is 2-2. Perfect did just win that last map on MLG Metalopolis. Basically, he just survived long enough to eventually go kill CatZ, killed that gold base off, and there's really nothing CatZ could do to try to recoup. But Game 5, anything could happen. This is the V Week 20, hosted by Complexity Gaming at coL.CatZgaming.com, sponsored by Creative Sound Blaster, PNY, and QPadUSA.com. I'm Josh Suth, aka AskJoshy on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube.com/AskJoshy. If you want to see more of my casts and behind the scenes interviews and stuff like that, go check out youtube.com/AskJoshy after today's live cast. But here we go. CatZ already no spawning pool, so perhaps he's going to be doing it more standard build, 15-15 perhaps, hatch spawning pool. We'll just have to see what he's feeling. Perfect is going to be doing very standard stuff here, dropping his gateway at about 13. Not a problem with that. That does actually line up pretty nicely in case CatZ does try to do a 7 pool or 9 pool or something like that to try and kill him. But let's see what Perfect's going to do. He's actually scouting the top right position, it looks like, first, so if he continues on that trend, he may not reach CatZ base until he's already got a hatch up and a spawning pool completed. There is the 15 hatch that we were talking about. Now getting that next drone and probably going to be dropping that spawning pool again at 15. That is pretty darn standard stuff for Zerg against both Protoss and Terran opponents. Back up in Perfect space, he's doing the very standard Protoss build. Pylon gateway, assimilator, another pylon. Cybernetics core should be next, probably right here, so he can block this space with the Zealot, but the drone slips in before the Cybernetics core can be built, so he's actually delaying the Cybernetics core. No, Perfect not even going to mess with that. He just drops the Cybernetics core back a little bit. That is going to leave that wall off exposed a little bit longer than normal, but the spawning pool's not even done yet, so really it doesn't make a monumental difference. CatZ still just lingering here as long as possible so that wall off does not get completed, but the first Zealot will be out sooner than later, so he's just going to get that drone to safety and not mess with it anymore. Back over here, CatZ natural, just you know, pulsating weird yellow Zerg bubble with a scorpion inside of it. Actually, it looks like a defiler, if anything, but defilers aren't in this game, so I'm not really sure what's going on in there, but it'll be a hatch soon. We've got lots and lots of drone saturation already, 17 workers. He can send half of those guys over to this natural. I'm wondering if and when he's going to do that. But the probe from Perfect does manage to slip inside of CatZ base, takes a look around, sees this single gas and spawning pool. Nothing surprising at all. Back up here in the top left, we have a single pylon just at the bottom of his ramp. Makes me think a Nexus is going to be coming up here soon. And yeah, chrono boosting out a sentry, but he's supply blocked, so once that pylon finishes, there he starts to get formed. Double gas, couple of queens coming up for CatZ. Perfect killing off his supply depot at the bottom of his ramp once again. He's not a big fan of the supply depots. He did that earlier on Terminus Re. He just hates supply depots. I mean, he's a Protoss player. I can kind of feel his frustration having supply depots blocking your ramp all the time. Single link from CatZ, just checking things out. Not going to see anything too important. Actually, may have learned that Perfect was going to be doing this Nexus, but he did it basically every game so far. So really, kind of would be surprising if he didn't drop that Nexus at his natural at this timing. Second gateway coming up, third gateway coming up. This is essentially exactly what we saw on Crossfire SE right before the Stargate made its appearance. 8 more gateways. Wow, 8 more gateways. 8 more drones being built for CatZ. If CatZ were to build 8 gateways, he would have had to neural parasite a probe and build his whole economy down in the bottom left corner of the map. That would have been crazy. But CatZ actually exploring around with his overlord. Soon he's going to run into this probe just patrolling at this third base location. I'm wondering why Perfect was patrolling over there instead of at the more reasonable third base location right here. So Perfect. Someone asked, is this Nexus at the right spot? It does actually look a little bit askew, like it's a little too far from this Vespene geyser, but I think actually that's the exact right placement. But either way, a couple of gateways flipping over now, lots of probes transferring, still no additional tech out of either player. Oh, there's that Twilight Council. Where is that Twilight Council being built? Over here at the natural. Interesting spot for that. Perfect just playing a defensive-minded here with more sentries. Surprised he doesn't have a forge up yet. does not have a forge. Oh, he's going to Dark Shrine, incredibly quickly. Dark Shrine. Lair has already been started here for CatZ. No evolution chamber, but I think he can still get an overseer out before DT's actually managed to reach his base. CatZ just taking his time over on his side of the base. Now going to start exploring with some lings, taking a look at what Perfect is up to. If he reaches all the way around here, if he gets all the way around this probe line, he will actually see that Twilight Council. Is he going to click on the Dark Shrine before he loses his chance? He did see the Twilight Council, but I don't think he ever clicked on the Dark Shrine, so he may not still exactly know what it is. Perfect, on the other hand, staying pigeonholed inside of his base as well. He knows about this third base, but does not have vision on anything else. All he knows is one gas and a spawning pool so far, as well as those two hatches. Roach Warren is already up. Lair is nearly complete. Dark Shrine is going to be done here soon as well. There's no forward pylons for Perfect though, so he's going to have to warp in from way back here and be very sneaky with his DTs, trying to get them over to one of these undefended base, undetected bases, I guess I should say, but Perfect does have quite a lot of sentries and zealots trying to take down these destructible rocks now, perhaps to open a path for some DTs. That shrine's going to be done here in just a minute. It is finished. Blink is about halfway done as well. There's a forge coming up now for some +1 attack action. DTs are on the field, and they're both of the sort of hand blade variety. No scythes on these guys, but here they come, running through the middle here. CatZ also running with a lot of speedlings. Not going to notice that glimmer. He does not have his roaches selected. He did just select his roaches. There are no Overseers morphing and no Evolution Chamber for Spore Crawlers. These DTs are going to do a lot of damage, I think. He's going to go straight for the Queen right after the Larva Inject. CatZ does see the glimmer. He pulls all his drones back over here in the natural. This one is racking up 5 drone kills. The Queen is going to go down. It got pinned against a rock. Between a rock and a DT is not somewhere you want to be. Overseers are morphing. This one's got 6 kills already. Looks like the Roaches did handle this one after losing the Queen. This Overseer in the sky is definitely a nice help. And second Overseer does arrive, so these Lings and Queens should be able to take this guy out. And 6 kills will be the limit for him. Oh no, what's happening? He did not continue to pursue this DT, so he's just run right into the drone line. He's not even doing anything. What is this DT doing? He's just trying to hide. Kills a Ling and gets picked off. Finally, the Overseer arrives. That was just a weird exchange. But 7 kills combined between those DTs. Let's look at workers lost. Should be, yeah, 6-3. Not bad, not bad. 12 units killed for Perfect. Not bad at all, but look at that supply count. 110 against 68. Kind of makes you think, were those DTs worth it? You only have half the supply as your opponent because you tagged so quickly to DTs, but Blink could be something that changes the game quite drastically. Templar Archive is up now soon. He will be able to get those he will be able to get those Psy Storms eventually, but destructible rocks being destroyed here now. Perfect will be able to march right into the natural here. There are 3 spine crawlers and a handful of roaches. Actually, a good number of roaches. If CatZ gets in position, he does see the destructible rocks get finished off, sends in those Lings. They get butchered very quickly. 0-0 upgrades for Perfect. 0-0 for CatZ. +1 range coming along now, as well as +1 ground weapons for Perfect. Psionic Storm being researched. 2 more High Templar coming in now. They don't have K'darin Amulet, so they are just going to continue gathering some energy so they can eventually do all that fun stuff. Pathogen Glands being researched now for CatZ, so it's going to have Infestor versus High Templar here a little bit later. We've got a couple of changelings, aka goobers, being dropped on the ground. They're going to run over here, become zealots, and just take a look around. We'll see if Perfect actually realizes what happened. Yeah, he did have his whole army selected, so seeing those zealots run in was kind of a dead giveaway, but Nexus chrono boosted with nothing being produced. Hate to see that. There's a probe finally getting created at base number 3. CatZ has been on 3 bases for quite a while. Let's look at that income tab, just take a quick comparison. 61 harvesters against 60. Looks like the mineral income and gas income are both favoring CatZ at the moment. Kind of bouncing back and forth on the mineral count at least. But CatZ looking to be in pretty good position here. 125 supply against 102. I know that K'darin Amulet was removed. I'm just reminding you that you have to make Templar a little bit early now so they can get enough energy to actually cast Psionic Storm later because they can't do it when they're first formed. There you go. Anyway, +1 range for CatZ, +1 ground weapons, actually +2 ground weapons now for Perfect being created. He does have that +1 weapon already. He's not going for 1-1. He's actually just going straight for that 2-0. He's got 4 more gateways coming down. CatZ is expanding again here at this bottom middle area here. Soon he'll be able to saturate that as well. More cannons coming up here for Perfect. I like that. I mean, that can defend pretty well against Infestors, which there are 8 of coming now. That actually didn't make any English sense. 8 Infestors coming out. DTs bumping right into this massive Zerg army. There are... Oh no, perfect, you actually gave away your DTs. Big Fungal goes down and DT gets absolutely destroyed. Fungal, such a good use there, finding that cloaked Dark Templar and killing it immediately. Someone asking the score, it is 2-2. Once again, this is Game 5 between coL.CatZ and RGN.Perfect for the V Week 20. And CatZ is on the offensive. He wants win number 3 here. Destructible Rocks taking some damage. All these volleys from the Roaches. Perfect sees the Destructible Rocks taking some damage. He also sees a little bit of a contingent down here. CatZ not paying attention, gets feedbacked to death. No Fungal going down over there. He does have the energy. He's going to lose the Infestor most likely before it's even possible. Oh, big Fungals go down on the probes. Huge probe genocide going on there. One more Fungal could take out about 6 more probes, but this Nexus really has no chance of living. And CatZ still doing a good job splitting up his forces there, doing a lot of damage. Storm goes down on all the Roaches and Infestors, but they live through it. CatZ able to get all of his units out of there. But man, losing those Infestors down over here, kind of a bad look, but he did kill off the Nexus. Perfect is going to be pretty hindered by that. Lost a lot of probes, obviously, as well. Let's look at workers killed, 19 against 6. Those DTs compared to Infestors are kind of a joke. Those 2 Fungals killed so many probes. But here we go. CatZ is not done yet. Oh, big blink on top of the Roaches. That is going to be difficult for CatZ to deal with. He does have Burrow, but there are observers in the sky right now. These Infestors really need to get on the action, but they're getting feedbacked into tiny little pieces. Oh my goodness. Oh, those feedbacks were monstrous, and not too many infested Terrans being spawned right now. All these Immortals doing work on the Roaches. High Templar feedbacking those Infestors. Really, really good play out of Perfect. He was at something like a 70 supply deficit earlier, and now he is catching up very quickly. He's got a very solid army still. +2 weapons there. Now he's into Spinecrawler territory. Those Immortals will blast right through. There goes a big Fungal. Pull up those health bars and see those units getting whittled down. Roaches coming out now. Roaches against Immortals, kind of a tough fight here. Those Infestors very low on energy. No High Templar left for feedbacks or anything like that, but it looks like CatZ on his home turf is going to be able to survive through this. Another big wave of Blinkstalkers coming in. If there's enough energy for even one Fungal, they could be totally forfeit. The Fungal does land and hits a majority of them. All those shields being removed, basically. Another DT in the fight here. 2 DTs actually on the front lines, hacking these Roaches into pieces. And Perfect doing a good job staying alive. Looking around the minimap, don't see any counterattacks or really anything like that, but a DT did actually manage to kill that bottom middle base. CatZ just expanded once again to that other location, but Perfect looking in good shape. He just took a 70 supply deficit, now down to about a 15 supply deficit. CatZ has a ton of resources available, but Perfect has a very, very strong unit composition right now for this Roach Infestor opposition. Man, catching my breath here. That was crazy. But yeah, this bottom middle base, a single DT, that's like a hero right there, stopping that base in its tracks. Harvester count very, very equal. Gas and minerals still looking good for both players here. Perfect actually transferring some more probes around, but all these Roaches just stream in totally undefended. No cannons remaining. All these probes are going to die. The Blinkstalkers are nowhere near this third base. Finally, they are starting to come up. He's going to need a big blink on top of these Roaches' heads to be able to keep this Nexus from being destroyed. CatZ probably not going to be able to escape with those Roaches. This is a pivotal point. You need these Roaches attacking constantly. Just get them away from the Zealots. You're probably going to lose all of them in the long run just because of that blink and having no detection against the DTs. So CatZ does manage to escape with about 7 Roaches, just barely still alive. But now the DT and the Blinkstalker Immortal High Templar combo, man, this unit composition is crazy. Just kind of trailing around the map, trying to stay defensive-minded. CatZ says have a single Zergling burrowed here in the middle. In case Perfect does try to expand over there. He's having to rebuild his Nexus there for like the 3rd time. CatZ doing a good job with those frequent attacks. Not sure what's going on in both players' heads, though. I mean, think about this. CatZ has been on Roach Infestor for a long time. He's got 2-0 range attacks. Perfect has 2-0 for his ground weapons. He's got a crazy composition. He's not really expanding, just trying to get back on that 3rd base. Neural Parasite is coming along for CatZ. I'm surprised he doesn't have like Broodlords yet, honestly, but feedback goes down on the Infestors, Fungal goes down, Storms go down. Every spell from these 2 players being cast left and right. Big Storms going down on these Queens, and it is going to destroy them for good. This big batch of Roaches, if he can land another solid Storm or more feedbacks on those Infestors, things are going to look very good for him. The Observer almost bit the dust there against that single Spore Crawler, but here we go, another big Storm on the Roaches, keeping their health. Actually, I'll just pull... Oh no, what did I just click? I hit spacebar on accident. Oh no! Fungal just took down a ton of health from all those Stalkers, and Storms took down a ton of health from all the Roaches, but of course the Roaches do have the chance to recover their HP just by burrowing, so Future, if his economy doesn't get a little bit stronger here soon, he's going to need to expand again to just keep all of this going. He's got 2 upgrades. He could be on 3 by now, basically. I'm just surprised that neither player is really trying to take an economic lead here. They just keep constantly fighting, trying to gain the advantage that way, when really CatZ has the whole bottom half of the map available to him. All these Overlords starting to take some attacks now. Archons on the field, definitely going to help against those drones and Roaches. Once, of course, you use all the energy for feedback and Storms, Archons are a great decision. We do have 2 High Templar here, but they only have enough for feedback. Neural Parasite goes down on an Immortal and an Archon. 2 Neural Parasites, very good targets here. Kill off that Archon, and CatZ suddenly with a very large supply lead, looking very good against Perfect. Perfect, if he loses this fighting force, he's really not going to have anything to fall back on. Those Neural Parasites, very useful for Complexity CatZ. Perfect, going back into a defensive mine, actually GGing. Oh no, I didn't even have to return to the game to even look at this. 4 Infestor hit squad. 4 Infestor hit squad was hitting Perfect's 3rd base during that last encounter with the Neural Parasites. CatZ multitasking is incredible. So that's it for Game 5. CatZ taking a 3-2 lead. Let's move into Game 6 now and see if Perfect can keep the series alive or if CatZ will end up taking it 4-2. Let's go see.